are we doing, kids? It's Sunday night. There's 5 of us here, much to your delight. And today we're here to sit and talk a little turkey over an early adventure with Fraser Heinz as the second Doctor in The Forsaken. We have Doctor Who meets Tenko in Singapore in the early 1940s. Well, this time we can't blame those sneaky Japanese. There's an alien race called the Forsaken as they attempt to install fear and have a nice munch at the same time. Okay, what do we think of that? Well, you're about to find it, but before we get to that, let's get to this. It's your panel this evening. All the way from Tottenham, it's Phil Porter. How doing, Phil?
Hello, good evening, gentlemen.
First time in a while, good to have you back. All the way from NYC, it's Mr. Will Medina. Well, how goes it, man?
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
Good to see you, mate. And in the bowels of hell, waiting for his Twin Peaks fix for the week, it's Texas Tim Wells. Tim, how's it going, mate?
Hello there.
Good to see you, mate. And Ellie does on a Monday morning. He is down under. He has the thunder. AJ, how's it going, man?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good to see you, mate. So yeah, The Forsaken. We have Ben and Polly. We have the second Doctor, and we have Jamie. Not many of this TARDIS team going about, TV or audio. So it's nice to get another story in here. We have the imminent possibility of Ben running into his old man during Second World War, Singapore. We have the hotel owned by Mrs. Bishop. We have disappearing army members. And we have metamorphosizing aliens known as the Forsaken. Double gangering for those said members as and when they disappear. Opening thoughts. Okay. AJ, can I get your opening thoughts, please, on The Forsaken? Fraser Heinz, Elliot Chapman, and crap, I've had a brain fart. Who plays Polly again? Annika Wells, who coincidentally also narrates this story. My apologies. Annika Wells. What do you reckon, AJ?
Right. Yeah, off the bat, I absolutely love the sound design for this. With the birds and the jungle sound, it sounded like you were really in the jungle because I was listening on my TV screen here, and just the sound was all 3D. It was like it was all around me, which kudos for who the designer was for that.
Yep.
I just like the whole idea of the story taking place in a very small, isolated location where, you know, nothing else can really come in from the outside world except for, you know, sometimes the rare Japanese plane and whatnot. It reminded me of 30 Days of Night, you know, with the vampires come through the town and just wipe out the town. So it was a brilliant story, and I wish we could have seen something like this on the classic series. It was a very good semi-historical story.
Indeed. Okay. Thanks, mate. Philip, how about you, mate? Forsaken, what are my thoughts?
I like this one because, like you said earlier, it builds up the TARDIS team that we don't have many on audio and visual TV shows. I do find that with this one, Polly is not given much to do. She's a bit of a, you know, like the third wheel, sort of like just potting around.
She gets to demolish a bar. I was really pissed off with her at one point.
I know, but
you know,
at the same time, she's always scared, and the boys always running around, leaving her to her own devices, and while they go and chase after this death cloak monster stuff, which is a bit wrong of them, to be honest. I do like
of its time, man.
Yeah, and I do like the idea of the Forsaken, that it feeds on your fear, and I did also like the idea that they're very careful about not giving the game away about what's his name, Thingy Bobby's dad,
Jacko.
They're very clever not to sort of like give the game away on that, and it's also good that they kept him, because what would have happened if they weren't there? Would he have died in the war, or did he die in the war initially, or did he obviously not?
No, he never died in the war.
But it's good that, what I'm trying to say, it's good that they make sure that he stays alive for Ben to be future descendants.
To spawn his seed, yes.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
There you go.
The creature itself, it's a nice design. You know what, I think what did bother me a bit, although AJ said about the music score quite fine, the tinkly Chinese kind of tinkly thing got on my nerves quite a lot.
That's a little racist. Ding, 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 ding.
That's all you kept hearing, like, ding, ding, Oh, for God's sake.
It wasn't Chinese, it was Japanese. Remember, it's
Yeah.
doing the wall.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Chinese, Japanese, look at these, yeah, you know. So
But overall, it's a good story, and it has a nice, cozy ending to it. And I just like how the monster does its thing, and you know,
okay.
I recommend it.
Yeah, it's like a snake, like Kenya. It's like a hasp. There we go. Tim, how about you with this one, mate? Opening thoughts?
Well, I thought this was an excellent story. I thought there was a lot of fun. It has like a lot of spooky stuff going on, like a haunted hotel and maybe a ghost, you know, kind of apparition kind of thing at first, but then it turns into something else. I disagree completely about Polly. I thought it was cool that the doctor specifically said he wanted her to stay behind so she could talk to him, so they could discuss what was going on, because he wanted her opinion. And so that was something you would have never seen on TV. It would have been like, hey, can you go put some coffee on? So this was a switch from that. And I thought this was an excellent way of utilizing all three companions. I thought it was really cool that this Elliot Chapman, who plays
Elliot
Ben
Chapman,
now,
yeah.
he sounds almost exactly like him. And they gave him something really cool to do, which is to inadvertently meet his father before he's even born. So I mean, that's a nice twist on the story. I thought it was a lot of fun, and it kind of kept you going throughout. The idea too that this ghost can just take the form of somebody else, and they don't even find the original guy whose form he took to like episode 3, and they can tell he's been dead for a few days. So it's a good story, very, very spooky.
Okay, mate, cool. And Will, what do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Tim. I actually thought it was a haunted house story, and because the way when Polly first saw it, looked like a wraith, like a ghost like that, and then the way when Ben and this guy find the bodies, the doctor found those bodies in what used to be the servants in the hotel.
Yep.
And I was weird because what pulled it off that wasn't a ghost was that room was locked. It was locked. So that made me a little suspicious. Till later on we found out that the Forsaken was an alien that was feeding on the fear of people, and that was unusual. And what I liked about it, even though this story took place in the Second World War, there was only one scene that we referenced, which AJ said was that when the Japanese plane was bombing on top of the beach and it left, and it never came back. Even never had no more reference to the war like that. So that was good that it took that off. So that really stood out. As for like this guy playing Ben in the new band like that, his voice, he sounded just like the original one. And I gotta give him props for that. And now for that character to meet his dad, that was pretty nice. That was pretty cool. And Polly wasn't really you could say it wasn't used like kept behind that. But in some way, you can say it's a part of his time that she wasn't like part of the search team like that. But like you said, she was not referenced to go to the kitchen and make sandwiches, not like that. So that was pretty good that she still investigated and dealt with the Forsaken when she was alone with it. So that really stood out. And like Philip said, this would have been, or AJ, this would have been great as the TV episode. So that really would have stood out like that. It's a shame because in reality we don't have that many episodes of the Second Doctor with Ben and Polly that exists now, only in audio like that. So that's a shame right there. So this is a great story to listen to.
Yeah, and I'd agree. What the guys have already said, I enjoyed the setting, the hotel-esque setting. The concept of the Forsaken taking the form of the group captain. What was the captain's name again?
His name was Captain Freeman.
Captain Freeman, yeah. He was masquerading as Captain Freeman, played by
Ben Nealon.
Good job by Ben Nealon in that role. You don't actually know until episode 3 that he is the actual alien, until they stumble across the body. So that kept the suspense up a wee bit. But to be fair,
hold on, didn't he reveal himself in episode when he killed somebody?
Yeah, right.
When he killed the guest, he was impersonating Corporal Gibbs.
And there was one point he was impersonating Jamie in the jungle as well.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
It was flip-flopping between between bodies, I think. There was that soldier that died in his room, right enough, wasn't there? Was he the captain then?
I thought he was like a politician or something like that.
Could have been. Yeah, so it was basically flip-flopping between bodies, so that was a nice concept. Poor old Mrs. Bishop, who only wanted to make tea in the steaming hot jungle of Singapore. She met a gruesome end after just all she wanted to do was run her hotel. Felt a little bit sorry for her. Who played Mrs. Bishop well?
She was played by Gabrielle Glaister.
There you go. Well, she was done recording and went for a lunch early, didn't she? So good for her.
Well, the character stood out because she was a little bit, I don't know, she was happy or sad that her husband was gone, that he ran away with a guest.
Yeah, there you go.
He ran away with a guest. So.
There you go. So yeah, good outing for me. Fraser Heinz pulling double duty as ever, so it's phenomenal. The Annika Wells narrating, solid as ever. It gives it a bit more today. Obviously, we have been split between three companions as well, so it makes you feel a bit more a party. That was good. That was nice. And the resolution at the end, where the creature essentially ate itself. Get a wee bit of reverse psychology.
That was unusual.
A nice way to do it. And I enjoyed it. I don't know what you guys thought about that, but I really enjoyed it. So yeah, good stuff. Right, guys, any events or characters that stood out for you within this tale? Philip?
I would have liked it to have been Ben's narration for this one, because it's all about him basically and his dad. So it would have been nice to get his subplots.
I think the issue with that is this is one of the first stories I believe Elliot Chapman done, so I think they were still testing the waters with the recast here.
In the previous one, the Yes Men, is it?
Yeah.
He didn't get much to do in that one. What he did, but
yeah,
I thought they'd give him the center spot on this one.
Well, they gave him a larger chunk here, so
yeah.
You know.
But other than that, the bit in the room where they're trying to trap the monster inside that room, and they're trying to trap it, and it's doing all sorts to get out of there. And did it crash through a window? It jumped through a window or something?
Yeah, through the window, yeah, in the butt, yeah.
That bit I like, because that was kind of like they're doing the hardest to hold it down. They couldn't do it. I kind of like that.
All right, cool. Timbo, and stand it for you, mate.
Well, I like the idea that they took a historical setting, which isn't really that historical for any other reason other than the fact that it's World War II and it has been abandoned for whatever reason. So it gives you the space for the story where not a lot of people are going to be, just the skeleton crew. Yep. And it's like clever the way they managed to do that, because I mean, when you think of World War II, you don't think of Singapore, you don't think much, but no. I'm sure they had to do things like that, you know. So I mean, it's pretty cool that, because originally the writer was going to put it somewhere else, but he said they had too many other stories going on in that location. I don't remember what it was, but came up with this. That, the fact that it's a historical, it's cool because it ends up being an alien, and it's really good. You're right. This would have worked on television probably pretty easily back in the day, but I guess nobody wrote it back then. So
no,
but it's one you can visualize being on TV pretty cheaply.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Definitely a Troughton-esque type story for sure at the time. Whoa, how about you, mate?
Oh, I like what stood out. Of course, the main cast stood out because each played great their role. Of course, this guy doing double duty, even though his character Jamie for some reason can't find the kitchen. So that really that's unusual.
Shockeye would have been upset about that.
Yeah, that's shocking because he loves to eat. Yeah. Of course, Polly stood out strong, especially when she stayed in and helped Mrs. Bishop, you know, try to calm him down for being afraid like that. So you know, she stood out real good. The doctor, of course, was a great character. He stood out greatly, especially when he dug through all his pockets and found his 500-year-old diary, his sonic screwdriver, and a whole bunch of other nonsense that
I'm beginning to wonder if his pockets on the bigger on the inside. There we go.
Actually, that's a good point. It's nice that they added the sonic screwdriver early on in his second Doctor tenure, as opposed to we first saw it. When did we first saw it in the Dominators? Was it, or was it earlier? Oh, Fuel from the Deep. Whereas this is
Fuel from the Deep,
much earlier. So it's kind of nice they added it then.
All right, cool. Did you get everything there, Will? Yep.
Well, the was unusual was the captain, Private Jackson. When he was played by Oliver Jackson.
Okay.
Of course, when he had a conversation with Ben like that, and he was telling him that he was get a job on a ship, and which unusual. That goes to that novel of Invasion of the Cat People, which is which stood out. That's not bad.
Okay, cool, mate. AJ, how about you? Anything stand out, mate?
Yeah, just a few things. I like the part where the doctor sits down and they ask you, who's hungry, and he's like, "Oh, I'll have a sandwich." Something simple.
Yeah, and then he adds all the ingredients.
Put a little bit of cheese, put a little bit there, put a pickle.
And a pickle, yeah.
It just keeps going on until it fades off into nothingness.
And then put some tea, put some lemon on that tea, and 2 lumps of sugar.
And also the setting for Singapore. I've been to Singapore, and during its rain season, the humidity by midday is just really stifling. You walk outside and you're dripping within
probably
5
Corpus
minutes.
like.
Yeah, there you go, and hence why Mrs. Bishop's tea wouldn't get in too well. But
Yeah, but it was a really good story all around, and I like the creature because the creature reminded me of that creature from that Capaldi story where he was being chased around inside the device.
Inside the machine.
Yes.
Oh,
it reminded me of
that
that.
one. Was it? Oh, I can't remember that one.
I thought you were going to say Colony Sather because of the hissing like noise, but yeah, no, it was the same actor. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the Foretold. Not the Foretold. That was fucking time heist. Whatever it was called, the big zombie fucking thing that just swallowed him. Okay.
That's what it reminded me of that. Even in the image on the jacket for the story, it even looks similar to that. You know how it's all decayed, and I just thought it was a really good idea.
All right, that's cool, mate.
But the thing is, the funny thing, we don't know if, because it looked like a wraith and with a hood like that. But that's the way people looked at it because of their fear that death was coming. So we don't know if that was his real face or not. We never saw his real face. We never heard the description of his face.
It did take the form of the Grim Reaper from time to time, as well.
Yeah,
so
they mentioned that.
So there we go. No, but yeah, that's cool, mate. For me, you stole one of my thunder with the sandwich gag. I also like the gag where they're in the kitchen and they're setting up all the pots and pans to try and
sound the alarm. Sound the
alarm for the creature, and the doctor ends up falling in the trap, and everybody and their grandmother basically hears it in the hotel. That was Jamie and one of the sergeants, I believe.
Not only that, when Polly's trying to escape from the guy later, she has to deal with it because she keeps on tripping over them she's trying to be quiet.
Yeah, that's quite good. She ends up hiding in the kitchen for a while. Other than that, it's a pretty solid story. You've got, like the guys have alluded, you've got a really small cast. Almost claustrophobic like, because as Tim alluded to, the skeleton crew, there's nobody in this location, or not very few people anyway, so nice, tight, compact, and a nice little historical with an alien twist, for sure. Right guys, open mic portion of the cast, anything else you want to bring up before we get this rated and in the can for the evening?
Like you said about the woman that runs the hotel, I think the actress said in the behind the scenes that she imagined that this is somebody that went to that island during that time to run a good business and was immediately disappointed because the war came and ruined that for her. Then her husband runs off with another girl. So it's like how sad and bitter a character she must have been, even though she's a red shirt from the story at the beginning. She disappears pretty quickly, but it's it was interesting that they thought that character through so well. You know what I mean? But unusual circumstances.
I believe she said it was 36. She arrived there, and that was this is 42. So not a very good 8 years for her.
6 years. 6 years.
Yeah, 6 years. Sorry, yeah. I can't count now. Bloody hell, I need to quit drinking.
No, not gonna happen.
No, I know you got a better chance of just sucking the air out of me now. Right now, guys.
Oh, the when Ben was describing about the Mary Celeste, it was abandoned, and the doctor said, "Oh yeah, I know about that," but he didn't even explain to them what happened.
Oh yeah,
that stood out. Since we all saw it from the episode of Chase.
Okay. Yeah, I like how when he thought they thought that maybe the doctor was a doppelganger or something, and then he was like, "Okay, first you were complaining that I didn't look like I used to, and now you're complaining that I do look like I used to," and then they're like, "Yeah, it's got to be him."
Yeah, that's him, all right. Yeah, there you go. Good stuff. Anything else?
Yeah, the thing is when they're trying to get into the spaceship and he's like, has anyone got a tuning fork on their person?
No.
Why would I have a random tuning
After he,
fork?
after he spent all that time emptying his pockets, and they've been doing it for ages and ages, emptying his pockets, not a tuning fork.
There you go. Excellent. That's boys and girls? Yes. Well, I guess it's that time again.
That we all stand out and send our condolences to the family of Jerry Lewis.
Yeah, great comedian. Got a wee bit snipey in his old age, as a certain YouTube video can testify to. But other than that, rest in peace, Jerry Lewis. Yeah. The Forsaken, Doctor Who: The Early Adventures, season 2, story number. Just 1 or 2 of season 2. What?
In the second one.
Second.
2.
Okay, story number 2. Fraser Heinz, Annika Wells, and Elliot Chapman. Philip, what do you give us out of 10, boss?
I'll give this. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10 because it's just that the musical backstory got on my nerves a little bit with it, so that's what let it down for me. But the story itself was fantastic. It was good.
Philip, no lackey. Yeah, no racism here. AJ, what's the number from Down Under?
I'm going to give this a 9.5 out of 10. It was a well-written story. The sound design with the jungle and everything else was brilliant, and the creature was just fantastic.
Excellent, mate. Always good to get one you enjoy. Timbo, what's the view from Techie Coat?
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna give it a 9.5 as well. It's a story that has a little bit of everything in it, and it's very funny when it wants to be too. So it was just a lot of fun.
Excellent, mate. Good stuff. Well, what does NYC think this evening, boss?
I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. It's a great story. This is a creature from since it's we know that it dies in the end of the story, that its race could show up in the future storyline and meet the other doctors, and maybe if BBC could open up their purse, they could show it in a TV episode.
Are you kidding? Right now we're rumoured to be getting bloody 10 episodes with Jodie. Open up their purse. Yeah, right. And for me, guys, I'll make Philip the bastard in the room this evening. I'll give us an 8.5. Really enjoyed it. It's historical. Good concept for a villain. Hell, give more of that. Give more of this. And then the narration.
Don't forget about the great director.
Yes, good shout out to our buddy Lisa. There you go. Yeah. Lisa Barrowman doing what she does best once again. And the bakery's open. So, yeah. Good story around, folks. And with that, we are done for the evening yet again. To the panel, as always, thank you for attendance. But before we leave, it just leaves us to divulge what we will be tackling next week before the Labour Day break. Weekend break the following weekend. We will be delving into Volume 3 of the newly released Third Doctor Adventures. And Phil?
And the story is called The Conquest of Far.
There you go. Tim Treelor is back, Katie Manning is back, and we have some Daleks to boot. So we'll give that a bash, and we'll see how Tim's iteration of the Third Doctor is developing as his box sets continue to be released. We look forward to that. As always, guys, check out our buddies on the wonderful wackety world of the YouTube. You get the guys and girls there at Geeks Assembled with movies, TV reviews, audio heads. You get Dr. Freedom and the Daily News broadcasts, the Mega Files and the Adventures of Dr. Freedom and Eric, Sammy Carter, Johnny Blues, Mike Shannon and everybody's online. You know the draw by now. Like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. Say whatever you like. And to that, we will call it a night and bid you all adieu. We'll wish you all a safe as prosperous week. Be good to yourself and each other, and we are out of here. Good night, folks.